The alarm woke Captain from his sleep. He sat up in his small cabin aboard the Destiny's Hope and pressed the button on his wrist device. The time showed 3 in the morning ship time. "Captain to bridge, what's happening?" spoke into the communication system. "Sir, we picked up a distress signal. It's not human. I think you need to see this." The voice belonged to Officer Park, who was watching the night shift. Pulled on his uniform and walked quickly through the narrow hallways of the ship. The Destiny's Hope was not a large vessel. It was built for exploration, not comfort. 42 people lived and worked on this ship, deep in space where no human had traveled before. When reached the bridge, Officer Park showed him the screen. Strange symbols flowed across it, but underneath, the computer had translated the message into Korean. "Critical failure. Life support dying. Please help. Anyone, please." The message repeated over and over. "How long has this been broadcasting?" asked. "We picked it up 30 minutes ago. The signal is weak. Whatever is sending it doesn't have much power left." Doctor arrived on the bridge, her hair still messy from sleep. She was the ship's medical officer and also studied alien life, though they had never met any real aliens before. That changed 6 months ago when they found a crashed probe on a dead moon. The probe taught them the basics of galactic standard language. "Is this real?" asked, staring at the message. "Are there really aliens out there?" "If this is real, they're in trouble," Lieutenant Jin said, stepping onto the bridge. Jin was the tactical officer, a woman who had served in Earth's Special Forces before joining the Exploration Corps. She always seemed to wake up instantly, fully alert. "Can we find where the signal is coming from?" asked. Officer Park typed commands into the computer. "Yes, sir. The ship's AI has the location. It's not good." A map appeared on the main screen. It showed a red dwarf star, old and dying. Near it, a small dot flashed. That was where the signal came from. Engineer whistled low. "That's a gravity well, and look at those radiation readings. That star is putting out massive amounts of deadly energy." "What are the numbers?" Jin asked. Pulled up more data. "Radiation is 40 times what we consider safe for extended exposure. The gravity is strong enough to crush most ships, and the stellar activity is unstable. That star could flare at any moment." The bridge fell silent. Everyone understood what this meant. Rescuing whoever sent that signal would be extremely dangerous. "How long until their life support fails completely?" asked. Studied the medical data embedded in the signal. "Based on this information, maybe 6 hours, maybe less." "Can we reach them in time?" "Yes," Officer Park said. "But Captain, our ship wasn't built for those conditions. We could make it there, but the radiation will damage our systems. The gravity could tear us apart if we're not careful." Looked at each person on the bridge. This was not an easy choice. His duty was to keep his crew safe, but someone out there was dying, calling for help into the empty darkness of space. "Sir, I need to point something out," said. "The message is in galactic standard. That means they know other species exist. They know someone might hear them, but they probably don't know about us. They don't know humans exist." So asked. "So they might not expect anyone to answer. They might think they're alone." Jin crossed her arms. "Captain, I think we need to vote on this. This risk affects everyone on the ship." Nodded. "You're right. Wake the senior staff. Get them to the conference room in 15 minutes. We'll decide together." 15 minutes later, 12 officers sat around the conference table. Explained the situation. He showed them the distress signal, the location, and the dangers. "If we go, we risk the ship and everyone on it," said. "If we don't go, whoever is out there will die. We are the only ones close enough to help. I want to hear what you all think." Chief Engineer Bora spoke first. She was older than most of the crew, with gray hair and steady hands. "The ship can handle the radiation for a few hours if we divert power to the shields. The gravity is the bigger problem, But if pilots us, we have a chance. She's the best pilot we have." Navigator was a young woman with quick reflexes. She had won awards for her piloting skills. "I can get us in and out," she said quietly, "but it will be close." "What about the aliens?" asked officer from communications. "What if they're dangerous? What if this is a trap?" Jin shook her head. "A trap out here. We're beyond the edge of known space. Nobody knows we're here, and look at the signal. It's weak, desperate. This is someone dying, not someone setting a trap." "We came out here to explore," Doctor said, "to find new life. Well, we found it, and it needs help. Isn't that what exploration is about? Not just seeing new things, but helping when we can." More officers spoke, some worried about the danger, others felt they had to try, finally called for a vote. All in favor of attempting rescue. 10 hands went up, 2 remained down. All against. The 2 hands stayed up. Nodded. "Then we go. Jin, prepare rescue teams. Get medical ready for unknown biology. And Bora, maximize our shields and prepare the ship for hard radiation. Plot the safest course you can. We move in 30 minutes." The officers left quickly to prepare. Stayed in the conference room for a moment, looking at the star map. That dying star looked like a red eye in the darkness. Paused at the door. "Captain, do you think they'll be surprised when they see humans?" "Probably," said. "We might be the first humans they ever meet." "What if we're not what they expect?" Smiled slightly. "Then we'll surprise them, but first we need to keep them alive." 30 minutes later, the Destiny's Hope changed course. The ship accelerated toward the dying star and the desperate signal. None of the crew knew that they were about to make history. They didn't know that most of the galaxy considered their home planet Earth to be a nightmare world. They didn't know that most species would never risk what they were about to risk. They only knew that someone needed help, and that was enough. The journey would take 4 hours. Behind them, Earth was many light years away. Ahead, in the deadly glow of a failing star, someone waited. Someone who never thought anyone would come. The Destiny's Hope flew toward danger, carrying 42 humans who had not yet learned to fear the galaxy. They came from a hard world, where helping others was not negotiable, even when it cost everything. The aliens would learn soon what kind of species answered distress calls. They would learn what humans really were, and nothing in the galaxy would be the same after that. The Destiny's Hope shook as it entered the gravity well. Red emergency lights flashed across the bridge. Outside the windows, the dying star burned like an angry wound in space. "Gravity is pulling at us," Navigator said, her hands steady on the controls. "Compensating." Captain gripped his chair. The ship groaned under the pressure. Metal creaked. Warning alarms sang out. "Radiation levels rising," engineer called from her station. "Shields holding at 70%. "Keep them strong," ordered. "How long until we reach the alien ship?" 20 minutes, said. Her voice was calm, but sweat ran down her face. Piloting in this gravity was like trying to walk through mud. Every movement had to be perfect. On the medical deck, Doctor prepared her equipment. She had no idea what the aliens would look like. Would they breathe oxygen? Would they have blood? She prepared for everything she could think of. Lieutenant Jin stood in the airlock with 5 other crew members. They wore heavy suits designed for radiation and vacuum. The suits were bulky but strong. "Testing communication," Jin said into her helmet radio. "We hear you loud and clear," his voice came back. "Good, we're ready to go when you give the word." On the bridge, the alien ship appeared on the screen. It was small, about the size of a bus. The hull was smooth and curved like an egg, but parts of it were dark. No lights, no power. "I'm reading life signs," said. "Multiple beings, they're weak." "Can you match their position?" asked. "Working on it." His fingers danced across the controls. The Destiny's Hope moved closer, fighting against the gravity. "This is hard. The gravity keeps shifting. The star is unstable." "You can do this," said quietly. Outside, the alien ship grew larger. They could see damage now. Holes in the hull, scorch marks. Something had attacked this vessel. They were fired on, Jin observed from the airlock. Someone shot them and left them here to die. His jaw tightened. Who would do such a thing? "Captain, I'm getting a visual feed from their ship," Officer Park said. "They're trying to communicate." A screen flickered to life. The image was grainy and kept breaking up, but could see them, the aliens. They were small, thin. Their skin looked pale, almost white. They had large eyes, much bigger than human eyes. Their bodies were delicate like birds. One of them stared into the camera. It moved its mouth, speaking in sounds the humans couldn't understand. But the computer translated the words. "Please, if anyone can hear us. We are dying. Our air is almost gone." The alien looked scared. Its large eyes were wet, as if it had been crying. Doctor watched from medical. Her heart broke. These creatures looked so fragile, so helpless. "Captain, we're in position," said. "But the gravity is making this difficult. We can't hold here for long." "Jin, you're clear to go," ordered. In the airlock, Jin and her team opened the outer door. Space greeted them, vast and deadly. The radiation here would kill an unprotected human in seconds. Even with suits, they had 30 minutes before the exposure became dangerous. "Moving out," Jin said. The team used jet packs to fly across the gap between ships. The alien vessel was only 50 meters away, but in this gravity, it felt like kilometers. The star's gravity pulled at them, trying to drag them off course. "Stay together," Jin commanded. "Watch your vectors." They reached the alien ship. Up close, the damage was worse. The hull was punctured in 3 places. Air had leaked out. Power was gone. "Finding an entrance," said Officer Dong, one of Jin's team members. He was large and strong, perfect for heavy work. They found a door. It was sealed shut. With no power, it wouldn't open. "We need to force it," Jin said. Officer Minyu pulled out cutting tools. He began burning through the seal. It took 5 minutes. Every second, the star's radiation hit their suits. The suits handled it, but the numbers on their displays crept higher. The door finally opened. Black emptiness inside. "No air," Officer Dong confirmed. "They're in suits, I see them." The team entered. Their helmet lights cut through the darkness. The inside of the ship was beautiful, even damaged. Smooth walls, curved spaces, everything designed for grace, not function. They found the aliens in what looked like a control room, 6 of them. They wore clear suits, and those suits were flashing red. Their air was almost gone. When the aliens saw the humans, they jumped back in fear. Their large eyes went even wider. Jin removed her helmet just long enough to activate the translation device on her collar. "We're here to help. We received your distress call." The translation device spoke in the galactic standard. The aliens stared. One of them, slightly larger than the others, stepped forward. It spoke. "You came. Someone actually came. Yes, we need to get you out of here. Now, this star is going to flare soon." The alien that had spoken touched its chest. "I am first speaker Lyra. We thought we would die here." "Not today," Jin said. "Can you move?" "Barely. We are weak. The radiation. It has hurt us badly." Jin looked at the readings on Lyra's suit. The numbers shocked her. The radiation levels would make humans sick, but for these, it had nearly killed them. Dong Minyu helped them walk. Gently, they're fragile. The human crew members each took the aliens weighed almost nothing. They were light as children. "We must hurry," Lyra said. "Thank you for coming, but you should not be here. This place is death. The radiation alone." "We'll be fine," Jin said. "Move quickly." They made their way back to the airlock. They were slow. They struggled with every step. One of them collapsed. Officer Dong caught them before they hit the ground. "I've got you," Dong said gently. Back on the Destiny's Hope, the bridge watched the rescue. The star flared. A burst of radiation swept across space. "Shields at 40%, shouted. "Can they hold?" demanded. "I don't know." Fought with the controls. The gravity was getting stronger. The star was collapsing in on itself, pulling everything closer. "Team, move faster," said into the communication system. In space, Jin pushed her team. They flew back toward the Destiny's Hope with the sick aliens could barely hold on. Almost there, Jin encouraged them. They reached the airlock, everyone piled in. The door sealed, air rushed in. The gasp pulling off their helmets. "Medical team to airlock now," ordered. Doctor ran with her team. When she saw this, she almost stopped. They were so small, so delicate. Their skin was pale, almost transparent. She could see their veins underneath. "Get them to medical," said. "Carefully, they're in shock." They were carried to the medical bay, began scanning them. Her instruments showed shocking data. These beings had almost no resistance to radiation. Their bones were light and thin. Their organs were small and weak. Lyra looked up at, "You are human." "Yes," said, injecting medicine to help with the radiation damage. "I'm doctor, you're safe now." "Safe? We are inside a ship near a collapsing star. How is this safe?" "Because we're leaving right now." On the bridge made his decision. "Get us out of here, maximum speed." His hands moved across the controls. The Destiny's Hope turned, fighting the gravity. The engine screamed. Slowly, painfully, the ship pulled away from the dying star. The star flared again. A massive burst of energy. The shields sparked and failed. "Shields down," yelled. "Keep moving," ordered. The ship shook hard. Radiation poured in, but the hull held. The Destiny's Hope was built for exploration, built to survive. It pushed through the radiation, through the gravity, through the death. Finally, they broke free. The ship cleared the gravity well and jumped to safer space. Alarms stopped. Red lights turned off. The crew took their first full breath in an hour. In medical, Lyra stared at Doctor. "You survived that. Your crew went into that radiation, into that gravity, and you survived." "Yes," said simply. "That's impossible. That would kill any in seconds. That would kill most species we know." Smiled softly. "Humans are hard to kill." Lyra looked at the other. They all stared at the humans with new eyes. What kind of beings were these? What kind of world made creatures who could walk through death itself? On the bridge, looked at the star growing smaller behind them. They had done it. Against all odds, they had saved 6 lives. "Good work, everyone," said. "Now let's find out more about our guests." 2 days passed. They recovered slowly in the medical bay. Doctor discovered that their biology was delicate. They needed special low-intensity light. Normal ship lighting hurt their large eyes. They needed carefully controlled air temperature. Too hot or too cold made them sick. "Their bodies are not designed for stress," explained to Captain. "They evolved in very gentle conditions. Everything about them is optimized for a peaceful, stable environment." "How long until they're well enough to talk?" asked. "First speaker Lyra is ready now. The others need more time." Went to the medical bay. Lyra sat on a bed, wearing a blanket around her thin shoulders. She looked better. Color had returned to her pale skin, but she still looked weak to eyes. "First speaker Lyra," said, bowing slightly. "I'm Captain. Welcome aboard the Destiny's Hope." Lyra stood, though it clearly took effort. She bowed back. "Captain, I owe you my life, my crew's lives. We thought no one would answer." "Why did you think that?" "Because we were near a dying star. Most species would never risk such danger." Pulled up a chair and sat. "Tell me what happened. Why were you there?" Lyra's large eyes darkened. "We are merchants, traders. We were carrying goods between systems when pirates attacked. They wanted our cargo. When we refused to surrender, they shot our ship and dragged us to that star. They said they would return after we died to take what they wanted." Anger flashed through. "They left you to die." "Yes, they laughed about it. said the radiation would kill us quickly. They were right, it was killing us. What kind of beings do such things? Many kinds, Captain. The galaxy is not always kind. Strong species prey on weak ones. That is the way of things. Frowned, not anymore. Not if we have anything to say about it. Lyra studied him. You speak with confidence, but you should know something. Your species is unknown in the galactic community. We have never heard of humans before. We're new to space travel, admitted. We only learned the galactic standard language a few months ago from a probe we found. A probe? You learned from a crashed probe? Yes. Lyra's eyes widened. That is remarkable. Most species need years of study with proper teachers. You learned from a broken machine. We're fast learners. I am beginning to see that. Lyra paused. Captain, may I ask about your world, your home planet? Of course, what do you want to know? Where is it? What classification? Pulled up a star map on his tablet. He showed Lyra where Earth was located. Lyra looked at the coordinates and made a small noise of surprise. That is in the Forbidden Zone. Forbidden Zone. A region where most species do not go. Too many dangerous stellar phenomena, unstable stars, radiation clouds, and, Lyra hesitated, and several Class 12 worlds. What's a Class 12 world? Lyra looked uncomfortable. It is the highest danger classification, a world where life should not exist, but sometimes it does, and when it does, the life that emerges is, she searched for words, extremely dangerous. Our world isn't dangerous, said confused. May I see it, your world? Pulled up images of Earth, blue oceans, green continents, white clouds. To him it looked beautiful. Lyra stared at the images. Her face went pale. Captain, that world is deadly. What? No, that's Earth, it's beautiful. Beautiful? Lyra pointed at the screen. Look at your oceans, the sheer volume of water. One storm in those oceans would destroy a city. Look at your land masses. I see mountains that reach kilometers into the sky. Those would have crushing gravity at their base. And those clouds, those indicate an atmosphere of massive pressure and complexity. Didn't understand. These are normal features. Not to us. Captain, what is your planet's gravity? 1G standard. Standard for you, perhaps, for that would be crushing. We evolved in 0.8G. Anything higher is difficult for us. Doctor joined them holding her medical scanner. First speaker, I've completed analyzing your biology. I need to tell you something. Yes. Your species is incredibly fragile by human standards. Your bones are 1/3 as dense as ours. Your muscles are far weaker. You have no redundant organs. If your heart stops, you die. If your breathing stops, you die within minutes. Lyra blinked. That is normal, is it not the same for humans? No, said gently. Humans have 2 lungs. If one fails, we can survive. We have 2 kidneys, 2 eyes, 2 ears. Redundancy is built into our biology, and our bones are dense. Our muscles are strong. We evolved to survive. Survive what? Pulled up an image on her tablet. It showed a lion chasing a deer. Predators. Our world has thousands of species that hunt and kill. We evolved to escape them, or to fight them. Lyra stared at the lion. That creature, it would kill in seconds. It would kill a human too if we're not careful, but we learn to fight back. We learn to hunt them. You hunt such things. Our ancestors did. We don't need to anymore, but the capability is still in us. Just then, Ensign entered the medical bay carrying supplies. Was young, only 23, with an easy smile. He set down the supplies and nodded at Lyra. Hello, you must be our guest. I'm. Lyra stared at him, stood a full meter taller than her. His arms were thick with muscle. Even his casual movements had power behind them. You are all so large, Lyra whispered. Laughed. Large? I'm actually pretty average for a human. You should see Chief Sora. She's our security officer. Real strong. Ensign said, "Can you tell first speaker Lyra about Earth? Help her understand our world." "Sure," said cheerfully. He sat down cross-legged on the floor, which put him at Lyra's eye level. "What do you want to know?" "Your world," Lyra said. "Is it truly dangerous?" "Dangerous?" Thought about it. "I guess it can be. We have deserts where the temperature reaches 50 degrees. We have frozen places where it drops to -50. We have storms called hurricanes that can destroy buildings, and earthquakes that split the ground open." Lyra's eyes grew wider with each word. "How do you survive?" "We build strong shelters. We learn to read the weather. We prepare," shrugged. "It's just normal life." "And the predators?" "Oh yeah, we have bears, wolves, big cats. Most avoid humans now. But back in survival training, they taught us what to do if we meet one." "Survival training?" "Yeah, they take us into the wilderness for a week. We learn to find water, build shelter, start fires. Basic stuff." "A week in your wilderness?" Lyra looked horrified. "Alone?" "Well, with a team. But yeah, they teach us that humans can survive almost anywhere if we stay calm and think clearly." Lyra turned to Captain. "This is standard training for all humans." "For anyone going into space, yes. We need to know we can survive if something goes wrong." Chief Sara entered the medical bay carrying a large piece of equipment. She was tall and heavily muscled, with scars on her arms from years of military service. She set down the equipment with ease. It weighed at least 80 kilograms. "Captain, the new air filters you requested," Sora said. Lyra stared. You carried that alone." Sora looked at the equipment, then at Lyra. "Yes, it's not that heavy." "That mass would require 3 with mechanical assistance," Lyra said quietly. Sora blinked in surprise. "Really? Sorry, I didn't mean to show off or anything." After Sora left, Lyra sat in silence for a long moment. Finally, she spoke. "Captain, I need to tell you something. The Galactic Union has rules about Class 12 worlds. Species from such worlds are called, they are feared." "Feared why?" "Because they are strong, violent, dangerous. The Union has had conflicts with species before. It never ends well for the gentler species." Leaned forward. "First speaker Lyra, look at me. Do I seem violent to you?" Lyra met his eyes. "No, that is what confuses me. You risked your lives to save mine. You show kindness, compassion, but you come from a world of death. This does not match what we know." "Maybe what you know is wrong," said quietly. "Yes, Earth is hard. Yes, we evolved to survive difficult things. But that same hardship taught us to work together, to help each other. On a hard world, cooperation isn't optional, it's survival. You help each other because you must. At first maybe, but it became more than that, it became who we are." Lyra absorbed this. "The pirates who attacked us, they are considered aggressive by galactic standards, dangerous, but they ran from your radiation. They would never enter a gravity well like the one you saved us from. You walked through conditions that would kill them. You did it without hesitation." "Someone needed help," said simply. "That is my point, Captain. You are far more capable than species we call aggressive. You are stronger, tougher, more resilient. And yet you are also more compassionate. This should not be possible." Doctor smiled. "Maybe kindness and strength aren't opposites. Maybe they're partners." Lyra looked at each human in the room. These strange, powerful beings from a nightmare world, these who had saved her life. "The Galactic Union needs to know about your species," Lyra said. "They need to know that not all are threats, some are saviors." Captain stood. "Then let's go meet them, take us to your union." "Captain, I must warn you, many will fear you." "Let them, we'll show them who we really are." The Destiny's Hope traveled toward the nearest Galactic Union station. First speaker Lyra had provided the coordinates. She said it would take 3 days to reach it. The crew recovered slowly, still weak from their ordeal. On the second day, Lieutenant Jin was on the bridge for the night shift. The ship was quiet. Most of the crew slept. Jin liked these quiet hours. She used the time to review tactical data and keep her skills sharp. The sensors beeped. Jin looked at the screen. 3 ships had appeared on the edge of scanner range. They were following the Destiny's Hope. "Captain, to the bridge," Jin said calmly into the communication system. Arrived minutes later, still pulling on his jacket. "What is it?" "3 contacts following us, matching our speed and course." Studied the display. "Can we identify them?" "Working on it. The computer is analyzing their engine signatures." Jin typed commands. "Got it. They match the weapon signatures found on the ship." His expression hardened. "The pirates, they came back." "Looks like it. Wake first speaker Lyra, and get our people ready." In the medical bay, Doctor woke Lyra gently. "First speaker, we have a problem." Lyra sat up quickly, her large eyes alert. "What problem?" "The pirates, they found us." All color drained from Lyra's face. "No, no, you must run. You must flee immediately." "How many ships did they have when they attacked you?" asked, entering the medical bay. 3 heavily armed raiding vessels. "Captain, you do not understand. These pirates are from the species. They are considered one of the most aggressive species in known space. They live for violence and plunder." "How aggressive?" Lieutenant Jin asked, now standing at the door. "They fight other species for sport. They take what they want. The Galactic Union has tried to control them, but they are too spread out, too numerous." "And their ships?" "Military grade. Weapons, shields, armor. They hunt ships like mine that have no defenses." Jin looked at Captain. Captain was quiet for a moment, thinking. Finally, he spoke. "Do we have weapons on this ship?" "We have mining equipment," Jin said. "Cutting lasers, explosive charges for asteroid work, and I have some ideas." Lyra shook her head. "You cannot fight them, you must run." "We can't outrun them," said, looking at the sensor data. "Their ships are faster. They'll catch us before we reach the Union station." "Then you must surrender. Give them whatever they want." "They'll kill us," Jin said flatly, "just like they tried to kill you." "Better to die quickly than to die fighting," Lyra whispered. Knelt down to look Lyra in the eyes. "First speaker, we're human. We don't surrender, we don't give up, and we especially don't let bullies hurt innocent people. But you are explorers, not warriors. On Earth, every person learns to defend themselves. It's part of survival." Stood. "Jin, gather the crew. Technician Wu, I want you in engineering. Get creative with those mining tools." "With pleasure, Captain," said a voice from the doorway. Technician Wu had arrived, a thin man with clever eyes and quick hands. He smiled, but it wasn't a nice smile. It was the smile of someone planning mischief. The crew assembled quickly. 42 humans, most of whom had never been in combat, but all of them had trained. All of them were ready. "Here's the situation," announced. 3 pirate vessels are closing on our position. They're expecting easy prey. We're going to prove them wrong. Jin, what's our tactical situation?" Jin brought up a display. "Their ships are bigger than ours, more weapons, heavier shields. In a straight fight, they win." "So we don't fight straight," Wu said. "We get tricky." "Exactly. Wu, what can you do with our mining equipment?" "Oh, lots of things." Wu's smile grew. "Mining lasers can be overcharged to punch through shields. Explosive charges can be launched like missiles, and we have magnetic grapples. I can turn this exploration vessel into something very unpleasant." "Do it, you have 1 hour." "I need 30 minutes." The crew scattered to their tasks. Engineer and Wu worked in the cargo bay, modifying equipment. Chief Sora and her security team prepared for possible boarding. Doctor set up emergency medical stations throughout the ship. Lyra watched in amazement. The humans moved with purpose and precision. No panic, no fear. They were facing death, and they acted like they were preparing for routine work. "How can you be so calm?" Lyra asked Ensign, who was helping secure equipment in medical. Shrugged, I guess we trust each other. And we trust Captain. He's gotten us through tough situations before. But this is different. This is combat. Yeah, but here's the thing about humans. We're actually pretty good at fighting. It's kind of what we do. On the bridge, the pirate ships came closer. They were large, angular vessels painted in dark colors. Weapon ports covered their hulls like open mouths. "They're hailing us," Officer Park said. "Put them on screen." A face appeared. The pirate was broad and heavy, with thick ridged skin and small, mean eyes. He smiled, showing sharp teeth. "Unknown vessel. This is commander of the raiders. You carry refugees. Surrender them and your cargo and we might let you live." Captain stood in front of the screen. "This is captain of the human vessel Destiny's Hope. We have nothing to surrender. They are under our protection." Laughed a harsh barking sound. "Human. Never heard of your species, doesn't matter. You're in our territory now, last chance. Surrender or die." "How about option 3, said calmly. "You leave now while you still can." Laughter cut off. "You dare threaten me? Our sensors show you have no weapons. You're a cargo ship. What will you fight with?" Harsh words. "If you attack us, you'll find out." "Brave words from prey. I look forward to breaking you." Cut the communication. "All hands battle stations," ordered. "This is not a drill." The pirates attacked. 3 ships coming from different angles. They fired warning shots, energy beams that lit up space. "They're trying to disable our engines," Jin reported. "Standard pirate tactics. They want us helpless." "Wu status." "Ready, Captain." Wu's voice came through the intercom. "Just get me close." Evasive maneuvers. Navigator's hands flew across the controls. The Destiny's Hope twisted and dove. The pirate ships were bigger but was better. She moved the exploration vessel like a dancer, sliding between enemy fire. "They're surprised," Jin noted. "Most cargo ships don't move like this." "We're not most cargo ships," said. One pirate vessel got too close. "Now Wu," ordered. In the cargo bay, Wu pressed a button. The mining laser, overcharged and modified, fired. The beam was thin but incredibly hot. It speared through the pirates' shields and burned into their hull. "Direct hit," Jin shouted. "Their starboard weapons are offline." Again. Wu fired twice more. Each shot precise. Each shot devastating. The mining laser wasn't designed as a weapon, but in Wu's hands it became one. "They're breaking off," Officer Park said. Commander's face appeared on screen again. He wasn't laughing now. "What are you? What kind of cargo ship has weapons like that?" "The kind you shouldn't have attacked," said. "You think this is over? We have 3 ships. You have 1. Then come and get us." The pirates changed tactics. All 3 ships attacked at once, surrounding the Destiny's Hope. Energy beams crisscrossed space. The human ship shook under the impacts. "Shields at 60%, reported. "They're wearing us down." "Wu, we need more." Already on it, Wu launched the explosive charges. Modified and remote-controlled, they flew toward the pirate ships. The pirates tried to shoot them down. They hit some, but not all. The charges detonated near the engines of 2 pirate vessels. The explosions weren't big enough to destroy the ships, but they damaged the engine systems. 2 hostiles reduced to half speed, Jin said with satisfaction. But the 3rd ship's flagship kept coming. It was larger than the others, more heavily armed. It fired continuously, hammering the Destiny's Hope. "Shields at 30%, called. We can't take much more." "He's trying to get alongside," Jin said. "He wants to board us." "Let him," said quietly. "Captain." "Chief Sora, are you ready?" In the hallway near the main airlock, Sora and 10 security officers waited. They wore light armor and carried stun weapons. Sora checked her equipment one last time. "Ready, Captain." The pirate ship slammed against the Destiny's Hope. Metal screamed. The whole ship shook. Then came the sound of cutting. The pirates were burning through the hull. "They're boarding," Officer Park said nervously. In the hallway the hull glowed red, then white, then it burst open, smoke poured in. Through the smoke came the pirates, large, heavy beings with thick skin and cruel faces. They carried energy weapons. "Surrender," the first pirate shouted, entering the human ship. Chief Sora stepped into view. She was tall, but the pirates were taller. She was strong, but they were stronger. She smiled anyway. "No," Sora said simply. The pirates fired. The stun blasts hit Sora and her team, but humans had been trained to resist stun weapons. They absorbed the shocks, grunted with pain, and kept moving. Sora reached the first pirate in 3 strides. She struck him with precise, brutal efficiency. The pirate stumbled back in shock. His thick skin had protected him from many attacks before, but not this one. The other security officers engaged. The fight was close and brutal. The pirates were bigger and stronger, but humans were faster, more aggressive, more determined. One pirate tried to grab Officer Min, a small woman who barely reached his chest. She ducked under his arms, struck him twice in vulnerable spots, and left him gasping on the floor. The pirates had never fought beings like this. They had raided hundreds of ships. Most species surrendered immediately. Those that fought usually died quickly, but these humans fought like they enjoyed it. Within 5 minutes, the boarding party was subdued. Chief Sora stood over the fallen pirates, barely breathing hard. "Bridge boarding party neutralized," Sora reported. On the bridge, Captain opened a channel to Commander. The pirate's face appeared. He looked shocked. "Impossible. My warriors are the strongest." "Were," interrupted. "They were strong. Now they're prisoners. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to retreat. You're going to leave us alone. And you're going to remember that humans don't make easy prey." What are you?" "We're from a Class 12 world," said quietly. And you just learned why species fear us." Stared for a long moment. Then his ship turned and fled. The other 2 damaged pirate vessels followed. In medical, Lyra had watched everything on a screen. She sat in stunned silence as the humans celebrated their victory. "You fought them," Lyra whispered. "You won." Doctor checked on the injured security officers. "Minor bruises, nothing serious." "We did." "They are considered aggressive, dangerous, warlike, and you defeated them easily." "Not easily," corrected, "but yes, we won." Lyra looked at with new understanding. "The galaxy has no idea what's coming, does it?" Smiled gently. "I guess they're about to find out." The Galactic Union Station appeared on the screens like a massive flower in space. Dozens of docking arms extended from a central hub. Ships of countless designs floated around it. Some were elegant and curved. Others were blocky and functional, but all of them were small compared to the station itself. "It's beautiful," Ensign whispered from his position at communications. First speaker Lyra stood on the bridge, now fully recovered. She wore formal robes that flowed around her thin frame. "That is Unity Station, the oldest and largest station in this sector. Representatives from 40 species live and work there." "Have you told them about us?" Captain asked. "I have sent messages. They are concerned." "Concerned." "The word causes fear, Captain. Many species remember conflicts with aggressive worlds. They worry you might be the same." Lieutenant Jin checked the tactical display. 12 security vessels are surrounding us, armed. "They're not attacking," noted, "just watching." "They are afraid," Lyra said quietly, "but they are also curious. You saved lives, you fought pirates and won. News of these actions has spread." A communication came through. "Human vessel Destiny's Hope, this is Unity Station Control. Please proceed to docking Arm 7. A delegation awaits you." Navigator guided the ship carefully toward the designated docking arm. As they approached, the crew could see figures waiting beyond the transparent docking tube. Dozens of different species, all watching. "Full dress uniforms, everyone," ordered. This is official first contact. Let's make a good impression." 20 minutes later, Captain led a group of 10 humans through the docking tube. First speaker Lyra walked beside him. Behind them came Doctor, Lieutenant Jin, Ensign, Chief Sora, and others. The delegation waiting for them represented a rainbow of alien life. Tall beings with crystalline skin, short beings covered in soft fur, beings with multiple limbs, beings that floated in anti-gravity fields. All of them stepped back when the humans entered. "They're so big," someone whispered in Galactic Standard. "Look at the muscle density. Predator eyes, front-facing for hunting." One alien stepped forward. She was tall and willowy, with pale blue skin and large, intelligent eyes. She wore robes that marked her as important. "I am ambassador of the diplomatic corps. First speaker Lyra has told us much about you. On behalf of the Galactic Union, I welcome humanity to the greater community." Captain bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Ambassador. We're honored to be here. Please follow me. The Council wishes to meet you." They walked through the station. Everywhere, aliens stopped to stare at the humans. Some looked curious. Others looked afraid. Children of various species hid behind their parents. "They act like we're dangerous," Ensign whispered to Chief Sora. "To them, we probably are," Sora replied quietly. The council chamber was a vast circular room with seating arranged in rising tiers. Representatives from dozens of species sat in their designated areas. At the center, a raised platform held several chairs. Ambassador led the humans there. "The council recognizes Captain of Humanity," a voice announced. Stepped forward, all eyes in the chamber focused on him. He could feel their fear, their uncertainty. He took a breath and began to speak. "Members of the Galactic Union, my name is... I captain the exploration vessel Destiny's Hope. My species is human. We come from a world called Earth." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. One representative, a being covered in thick scales, stood up. "Your world is classified as Class 12. A life from such worlds is typically aggressive and dangerous. Why should we trust you?" Nodded. "That's a fair question. Yes, Earth is a hard world, but that hardship taught us important lessons. It taught us to work together, to help each other, to value life because we know how easily it can be lost." Another representative stood. This one had multiple eyes on flexible stalks. "You fought pirates. You defeated them in combat. This proves you are violent." "We defended ourselves and those under our protection," replied calmly. "They attacked us. We responded. Would you prefer we had surrendered and let them continue their piracy? But your capability for violence is matched by our capability for compassion," Doctor interrupted, stepping forward. "We rescued them from certain death. We risked our lives in conditions that would kill most species. We did this for strangers we had never met. Does that sound like a species you should fear?" First speaker Lyra stood. "If I may speak, Council." "You may, First Speaker." "I was dying. My crew was dying. We broadcast our distress into the void, hoping anyone might hear. The humans heard. They came. They flew into a collapsing star system. They walked through radiation that still makes me sick to think about. They fought gravity that would crush our ships. And they saved us. Not because they had to, not because we could pay them, but because it was the right thing to do." Ambassador rose gracefully. "I have reviewed the recordings from First Speaker Lyra's ship. I have seen what the humans endured. I have studied their biology, their capabilities, their history, and I have reached a conclusion." The chamber fell silent. "The humans are indeed. They are strong, resilient, and capable of great violence. But they are also capable of great kindness. They possess something rare in the galaxy, the combination of power and compassion. I believe they could be valuable allies." "Or dangerous enemies," someone called out. "Perhaps," acknowledged. "But the question is not what they could be. The question is what they choose to be. And so far they have chosen to be helpers, protectors, heroes." Another representative stood. This one was elderly with wispy white feathers. "I am Elder Sang of the Council. I have served for 50 cycles. In that time I have seen many species join our union. Some came seeking trade, some came seeking knowledge, but I have never seen a species come to us because they saved lives. This is unprecedented." "What are you proposing, Elder?" asked the scaled representative. "I propose we offer humanity probationary membership in the Galactic Union. Let them prove their intentions through actions, not just words." Debate erupted in the chamber. Some agreed, others objected. Voices rose and fell in dozens of languages. Captain stood quietly, letting them argue. Lieutenant Jin shifted beside him, uncomfortable with the attention. Finally, Ambassador called for silence. "We will vote, all in favor of offering humanity probationary membership." Lights appeared on the voting board, green for yes, red for no. Slowly the lights filled in, green, green, red, green, more green, a few red. The final count appeared, 63 green, 22 red. "The motion passes," announced. "Humanity is offered probationary membership in the Galactic Union, with full membership to be reconsidered in 2 standard cycles. Bow deeply, we accept with gratitude." "There is one condition," Elder Sang said. "Given your capabilities, we ask that humanity assist in protecting member species from piracy and aggression. We have struggled to combat raiders like the. Your people seem uniquely suited to this task." Looked at his crew, they nodded. "We accept this responsibility," said. "But understand this, we will protect all species equally. We don't discriminate, we don't play favorites. Anyone who needs help gets help." "Even species that voted against your membership?" someone asked. "Especially them," replied. "Maybe we can change their minds." The chamber erupted in surprised chatter. This was not typical behavior. Most species sought advantage. These humans spoke of universal protection. Ambassador smiled, a strange expression on her alien face. "I believe the galaxy is about to change significantly." Later, in a private meeting room, Captain met with the senior council members. They discussed practical matters. Where would human ships patrol? How would they coordinate with Union security? What resources would humanity need? "We're assigning you a diplomatic liaison," explained. "Someone to help you navigate galactic society." "Who?" asked. First speaker Lyra stepped forward. "Me, if you'll have me. I wish to stay with your ship, to learn more about humans, and to help others understand you." Smiled, "We'd be honored, first speaker." "Please just call me Lyra. We're past formalities now." 3 days later, the Destiny's Hope prepared to depart Unity Station. The crew had. The ship had been repaired and upgraded with Union technology, and they had received their first official mission. "A transport ship hasn't reported in," Lieutenant Jin read from the mission briefing. "Last known location was near the outer colonies. Possible pirate activity." "Sounds familiar," Ensign commented. Lyra stood on the bridge, now wearing a modified human uniform. It looked too big on her small frame, but she wore it with pride. The transport was carrying medical supplies to a colony world. If the pirates took it, people will die. "Then we find it," Captain said simply. "Set course, maximum speed." As the Destiny's Hope undocked from the station, hundreds of aliens watched from observation windows. They watched the human ship accelerate into the darkness. They wondered what kind of future awaited the galaxy. On the bridge, Doctor stood beside Lyra. "Are you nervous? This is your first mission with us." "A little," Lyra admitted, "but also excited. You humans have a saying, yes, about every journey beginning with a single step." "Something like that." "Then this is the galaxy's first step toward a new future. One where are not feared but welcomed, where strength protects instead of destroys." Captain overheard them. "That's a good goal, let's make it happen." The Destiny's Hope jumped to faster-than-light speed. Behind it, Unity Station grew smaller. Ahead, somewhere in the vast darkness, people needed help. The humans didn't know what challenges awaited them. They didn't know how many times they would risk their lives. They didn't know that they would become legends told across the galaxy, the who came not to conquer but to protect. But they knew one thing with certainty: someone had called for help, and humans always answered. In the cargo bay, Technician Wu worked on his modified mining laser. He hummed a tune from Earth, old and familiar. Chief Sara ran security drills with her team. Ensign studied galactic languages, trying to learn new words. They were ordinary people doing ordinary work, except they were human, and in this galaxy that made them extraordinary. First speaker Lyra, now just Lyra, sat in her quarters writing a report for the council. She paused, thinking about what to write. Finally, she typed. They call themselves human. They come from a world of death and danger, but they bring life and hope. They are strong enough to destroy, but they choose to protect. They are fierce enough to terrify, but they choose to comfort. I believe humanity will change the galaxy forever, not through conquest but through compassion. We were right to welcome them, and we would have been fools to turn them away. She sent the report and looked out her window at the stars rushing past. Somewhere out there, people needed help, and the humans were coming. The galaxy would never be the same. And that was a good thing.